And we are live. Welcome back to Stream Queens Con Part 2, everybody. Hope we're all having a fabulous time. And let's make some noise, panelists. Hello.
Woo!
Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it. The magic of digital. Welcome, y'all. We are at Mental Money. This is a conversation about mental health. This is a mindful moment. And I'm so happy to be moderating this panel. I am your, I'm going to say it because it's good for my mental health. I'm your fierce and stunning moderator, Sir Real Camille. I'm happy with how this face came out today. We're trying out some new drag with the stash situation. I stream all sorts of things. I stream Final Fantasy 14. I stream some retro platformer classics. We're starting Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage over on my channel this weekend. And I make music. So shout out to anyone who's Spotify Wrapped I'm on. I love you. And we're going to introduce our illustrious panelists. These are all fabulous and fierce members of Team Stream Queens, and I adore these humans. So let's get it crack-a-lackin'. Lucy McGee, Lucy McGillicuddy of Shady Gaming.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Lucy McGillicuddy. I'm the hostess of Shady Gaming. We're a team of kings, queens, in betweens because all drag is valid. My pronouns are she, in drag, out of drag, whatever you want except for it. Just blacking out now.
Yes.
You have a question about the what? You want to do the question now? The what game of mental health?
Oh, we're gonna get to that after introductions.
Okay.
Yeah, we see Lucy stays ready to talk about games. We did the
I'm dissociating as we speak.
I'm not
follow.
I'm not gonna deal with these follow alerts unless they become a problem. But anyway, moving on. My alerts are not off, and we'll handle that at some point. Sapphire E Glamour. Hello.
Hi.
Are you following me?
Hello. I just got to follow.
Come on, dynamic.
Yeah,
follow
my name
button.
is Sapphire E Glamour. Hi.
Hello.
What was the question?
Just who are you? What do you do here on Twitch?
Oh, yeah.
We're off to a great start.
Off to a great start. My name is Sapphire E Glamour. I am everything. Everything you want and everything you don't want.
Absolutely. Retweet.
That's a threat.
That is a threat. Here live.
Yes.
Yeah, I would describe myself as a theater queen. Just in general. My pronouns are any. You can use any as long as you're not being a big old meanie about it. Yeah, and I'm constantly going through it. So yeah, so happy to be here.
Right. So happy to be here talking about the hard times, which is honestly always. We come on down to our second row, Nikki Stones. Tell us about yourself.
안녕하세요, 여러분. 저희는 Nikki입니다. Hi, friends. My name is Nikki Stones, and I'm Dublin's drag K-pop idol. You can catch me on twitch.tv/Nikki_Stones. My pronouns in drag are she, they, and out of drag, I am a they, them, non-binary icon. I'm your local non-binary crush and an autistic mixed-race drag legend. I'm consistently going through it. I just found out that there's a lot more spicy things going on in my brain recently, so I can't wait to discuss all of these with y'all. This is gonna be great.
Yes,
listen. I'm also wearing an hoodie because it's a low spoons day.
And you better just do what you gotta do. And the hoodie is pretty goody, to be honest. So good choice. And last but absolutely not least, over here in these trees, this wilderness, this drama, we have Christina Marie. Hello, my friend.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Christina Marie. My pronouns are she, her, hers. You can find me here on Switch at XO Christina Marie XO. And I'm a variety streamer, variety gamer. But I mainly have been getting into a lot of Genshin because I'm addicted and Genshin practically owns me at this point. So
we understand in it.
yes.
Okay, I love it. Okay, so we're gonna jump in. We're just so y'all know, this is a conversation about mental health. We're gonna be having a good little kiki. We're gonna talk about things that are serious. We're gonna keep it lighthearted at times, but it's gonna be a bit of a roller coaster. I'm just gonna let you know, and I can't wait. Just a little bit before we get started, just so you all know, we are not having this conversation as mental health professionals. The things that we do, we're going to be talking about how we navigate our day-to-day lives, how we sort of put together what we do, the things that we do well to benefit our mental health, the things that we could be doing much better to benefit our mental health. We're just going to be real about things, but by no means are the things that we do a direct like recommendation for you to apply to your mental health. If there's any takeaway that I want y'all to have from this today, it's that it's important to have conversations about your mental health. Be honest with yourself and and the people around you about your mental health, so that not only you can be accountable to your mind and your well-being, but so that your friends around you that do care about you, that have your best interest in mind, and so that they also have the tools and some things to grasp to keep you a little bit accountable as well. Sound good?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, do we speak?
Yeah, I know. So I can get very soapboxy, and then I can get off the things at the drop of a hat. So, but yeah, this is a free flowing conversation. Sometimes I'll be very like, you talk. But if you have something to say, then say it. But the first thing I want to ask y'all, this might feel very targeted, but I want to ask, how are you doing? How are you? You know that question we all answer every day with a 4-letter lie called good. How are you?
It's kind of a loaded question because it is sort of the holidays, which is just always stress filled for everyone, and especially time crunch, financial crunch, seasonal affective disorder if you have that. And so I say I'm good with an asterisk because I'm good majority of the time, but there's something like, oh, obsessively looking at the bank account, obsessively looking at bills, obsessively looking at the calendar, like coming just that sort of thing.
That's true. I always say that November 1st is the saddest day of the year because people get all their weirdness out after Halloween, and then it's just, we have family on the mind, the weather's changing. But thank you for sharing that, Lucy. Nikki, how you doing? How are you?
I mean, I said it earlier. Today is very much a low spoons day, which is a term that I have stolen from the disabled community. But I mean, I'm spending today sitting in an hoodie and eating and just in general stressed. So there's the answer to that question.
And honestly, like it's good to know, like, just it's different things that people do just to get through the day. So it's like when in this digital space that we're in, when you're interacting with people on a day-to-day basis, you can sort of start to pick up just on, how they're presenting themselves to you. So that you can sort of infer a little bit like, okay, Nikki's rocking that comfort today, and that is just fine.
Mm-hmm. You can tell how I feel like when I'm on like you can like if you come by my streams, you can tell how I'm feeling based on like what I'm wearing. So if I'm wearing something really tight, and if I've got, the key is the eyebrows. If I've got eyebrows on, it's a good day.
There you go. For me, it's my lashes. If my lashes are like blinking at the same time and like correctly, non-wonky, no confusion with nonky, then they're good. But if anytime like there's a bit of a delay, like I was struggling and I'm pissed about it. But that's neither here nor there. Christina, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, relatively. I'm doing great. Just like everyone else, I go through my own mental health issues.
Mhm.
But I've been doing great. This whole week's been amazing. I've been really happy, really excited to just be part of this. And yeah, one of the main things that always helps me kind of like get out of my kind of like funk or whatever is like a lot of my community members, like, and a lot of my C members, you know, everyone's always very supportive and very loving. Um, that's one thing that I always try to like, you know, hold on to, because there are a lot of days where I'm just like, it's not a good day, no stream, you know, no makeup, nothing, just we're done. Like, and I have my moments where I take my little breaks, and you know, a lot of my community members understand that, and you know, I love that because whenever I come back, they're always like, "Hey, I've missed you. You know how you've been doing." Like, they're never like, "Oh, well, why weren't you streaming?" You know, they're never like negative towards me, and I love that.
Love that too. I think that, and it's good to be able to identify that and to know like where your support
Yeah.
systems are. Sapphire, E Glamour, how are you doing, my friend?
There it is. It's an interesting question because I've sort of created this persona in drag, and I'm very theater, very like writey, very creative, and so I've created this whole world that Sapphire lives in. That's not always true tea to me. So I usually try to separate my real mental health from the persona that I put out into the world as Sapphire, which is like my only social media presence right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try to be as much as vulnerable as possible through Sapphire. It is a way to like sort of communicate things about how I'm feeling
Yeah.
through like the makeup and stuff. But I'm doing okay today.
Yeah.
Just recently I kind of I deal with generalized anxiety disorder. And so that can just pop off at any moment. And there's usually no reason. There doesn't have to be a reason. So yeah, I just recently was thinking, I don't remember a moment in the recent past where I've just been good.
Yeah.
You know, I don't, and I was just thinking like, I don't know if they're like, I can't foresee a moment in the future, in the near future, where I will just be good. And it's just kind of sitting with that, you know?
Yeah. And sometimes it's, you know, people sometimes shy away from conversations about mental health because it can feel, it forces you to face some uncomfortable truths. But the only way to get through the hard truth is to be able to acknowledge it. So thank you for sharing that, first of all. And I think that is one of, I think, the hardest, now that there's like a finite number of steps.
Mind if I slither in?
There's that. I'm gonna check on that in a second. I thought I turned that down, but it's not that there's like a finite number of steps to get through a particular issue or a particular headspace, but the most important one is to be able to acknowledge it, because I think a lot of us just go through each day ignoring how we're doing and just really saying good as an answer to that question so much that it just, we try to fool ourselves into it. And I'm sort of in a similar boat with you, Sapphire. I've been not with it, and just sort of I just, you know, I see a lot of things and a lot of goals of mine, whether they be my my body, my job, podcasting, music, streaming, whatever it is. I see like all the things that I'm not doing, and all the things that I'm not happy with in those areas, and that's what I'm really focused on right now. And I feel it. I'm more on edge. I'm more snappy sometimes. That's how I'm doing. Today's a good day. I'm happy with how this makeup turned out, which puts me in a good mood. I'm happy to be here chatting with y'all. But I still have, you know, not far, there's things that are things that have to get done after this panel, and then things that have to get done for tomorrow. And then, so I'm good, and I'm here right now, and I'm grateful for that. But you zoom out a little bit, and I'm not right. I don't feel right. And
I did.
yeah.
Can I just say, Dolo said in chat, I just tried to drink out of this bottle with the cap still on. And honestly, if that is not an absolute mood for all of us trying to deal with our mental health, like,
That's so true.
if that is.
Do y'all have like those moments where you're like, okay, what's wrong with me exactly? Like, are there certain things that you'll find yourself doing? Because I am someone who, like, if I have a straw, I will just be missing. I'll just miss every time. Like, if I'm just not like paying attention, I'll go to just like be talking, and then I'll just go to, or sometimes even with just like this, just and just
Mind
miss.
if I
Where it feels like you're living in a
Just, like,
sitcom.
just like pour it all over myself. Oh, silky nutmeg ganache. You know?
Yeah, that sounds about right. For me, it's it always feels like it's the hair, the one singular hair that's just always right, and you can't just find it, and you're like,
Not getting it trapped under your lash, putting it on. Mm.
Oh,
Cheerio.
Saw trap is a lash. So since we're in this cute place, we're joking, we're kikiing, we're making light of things. Let's go ahead and jump into our a very important introduction question. If your mental health were a video game, y'all can answer this in the chat as well. If your mental health were a video game, what would it be? Why?
I do have a question about that.
Yes.
Are we creating a video game or is it an existing video game?
You can do whatever you want.
oh. She's going
That's
rogue.
dangerous. That's dangerous to tell me
Yeah.
to do, that I can do
Yeah.
that.
Sapphire, this is the one and only time I'm going to say this to you. You got 40 something minutes. You got 50 something minutes. You could do whatever you want. But yeah, if your mental health were a video game existing, otherwise you can base it on a protagonist. You can base it on the landscape of the game. You can base it on the drama. Is there a dragon? Do you feel related to that dragon? Tell me.
I would say my mental health, if I were in a video game, it would be Persona 4. Because at the surface, it's this big epic journey that everyone thinks is self-important. But at the end of the day, it's all about micromanaging and the little things and doing just the random, regular day nonsense. And then you have the epic stuff. Few and far between, but yeah.
That's an important distinction. Okay, so we have Persona 4 from Lucy McGee. I love that. Is anybody else ready?
I got it. It's
No,
torn
okay.
between two.
Okay.
It's torn between two. So Mirror's Edge Catalyst, because of the entire setting of Mirror's Edge Catalyst, is this beautiful, beautiful. It looks like it's a utopia, but it's underground, underneath everything. It's so corrupt and everything is so broken. Either that or Elite Dangerous, where you see all of these awesome, awesome things, but they're so far away and you have to work so, so hard. And it's a huge grind to get to that point. So one of those two.
Big Fears. Ooh. Okay, it's Mirror's Edge Catalyst. What was the second one again? I'm sorry.
Elite Dangerous.
Elite Dangerous. Fears. Is anyone else ready? If not,
I'm ready.
okay.
Okay. So I didn't craft my own video game.
You did not?
Sorry, everyone. Yeah,
Oh.
I did not.
I was gonna have you like pitch it to the indie games panel, see if you could snatch up one of those awards.
Oh,
I'll see this change.
Hold on, give me more time.
Okay. My game is this a yes and moment? Because I'll commit to this, Sapphire.
no, I am ready with my answer.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, and okay, so my answer is I promise I like video games, okay? I promise. Minesweeper.
It's been a lovely panel, everyone. For my mental health, I need to end this right now.
Momagers, how do I submit a complaint
I
about a
wish you
fellow
would've
team
coded-
member?
Just kidding. No. Let's stop. Everybody stop judging. Tell us why, Sapphire.
I don't feel judged.
You should.
Shut up. We're not gonna bully Sapphire during the mental health panel. We'll save that. Tell us, Sapphire.
Listen, okay. So growing up, I always saw Minesweeper on the computer. Okay,
Okay.
it was always there. It was just on the computer, and I was like, I would open it, and I'm like, what is happening here? What is? And then I'd press one, and then whatever happened, and then only recently have I learned how to play Minesweeper. And so, like, you know, is this a dumb question? I mean, answer. This is a dumb
Hey,
question.
as a person who's almost 40 and grew up with Minesweeper as like the only parts of entertainment, I feel you.
Okay.
No, I'm with you for
Listen.
all of this, Sapphire, and it's not a dumb
Okay.
question.
I feel like people are against me right now.
No, I'm with you.
my
I'm
God.
feeling very
committed.
judged right now. No,
The
kidding.
only thing I'm against is the music.
What?
I'm not gonna repeat a joke live. Go ahead.
I didn't hear you.
I know. It's okay.
I watched the pod. But yeah, it's just
Mine's
You know, yeah, it's like once you learn it, it's like just the first few clicks are like just like am I gonna like there's always a chance that
It's a
you're gonna
very-
hit a mine immediately.
It's a very anxious game.
Yeah. It's me.
I see.
Thank
it.
you.
You make me laugh. So I was just enjoying the show. I was with you 100% of the way for that.
I know I'm very
With the
hilarious,
exception of
thank
when you first said it. I needed a second, and then I was with you every step of the way. Okay,
you.
thank you for sharing your games. We've got Elite Dangerous. We've got Mirror's Edge Catalyst. We've got Persona 4. We've got Minesweeper. Christina Marie, are you ready? Or do you need me to go first?
I still don't know exactly what game like already existing there would be that I would connect with.
Mhm.
If I were to, I guess, create my own video game, I would say like the video game would have to be based on like just as it doesn't really matter who it is exactly, like just this individual who constantly has a battle within themselves of like a good and evil type of thing. And the reason why I say that is because like a lot of things that have happened to me in my past, a lot of things that I've done in my past, um, I still to this day battle with trying to let that go and trying to just move on and just be happy and
Mhm.
just do what I love to do and without having that constant negativity on my mind. But it's hard, it's something that I'm still trying to work up to. One thing that kind of stuck with me that I always kind of thought about, like when Sonique said on All Stars, was, don't let that hurt kid, make your decisions in life as an adult or whatever. And I feel like that's very me. Like all the things that have happened in my past, like I'm still so hurt by that it definitely interferes with my choices as an adult. And yeah, I just feel like I constantly have that battle of like good and evil. Like there's just constantly that battle within me.
Yeah. Like the ability to like move past or hold on to something, things like that.
Yeah.
I vibe with like the way you described that so much, and it actually makes me think of the game that I chose for mine, which was the first Bayonetta. Not when the plot gets a lot more well written and a lot more streamlined. It's the first one where she has just confusing things popping up and declaring that they're from her past, things that she has to resolve or figure out that she can't quite grasp onto. She keeps it fun and light and fabulous every step of the way, but there's a lot of things like holding her down, even though she's like still moving through the world as if she's just that bitch, you know what I'm saying? So I really vibe with that a lot, because I put a lot of the exterior, the fun, the drag, the excitement, the jokes, making people laugh, all that is very fun for me. It's very important to me. But I constantly have things that eat away from me, that remind me of like my younger self, my inner child, my the things that hold me back, the things that still question if I am allowed to do this, or that imposter syndrome voice that sort of comes up. So um, sometimes I have to like tell myself, like, bitch, just stop trying to make jokes because it's not funny right now. And I have to really tell myself, like, no, it's not fabulous. And those moments are hard, but it's important to have the levity to it. So I want to sort of roll that into our next question, which is, it's a two-parter. What are your bad days like? And then what are your good days like? Wake up,
I
tell me.
question to the question.
Yes.
How bad are we going for a bad day? Like, are we going like rock bottom bad, or are we going like I can still kind of survive, but this is definitely not like the best I can be?
Tell me what's at the forefront of your mind.
Okay. I mean, I
Picking the
can
first one to go, but
I can.
do you want me to do it?
oh yeah, please.
Okay. So my bad days are honestly like, for me, my main issue is getting anything done on a bad day. And recently, I'm gonna be real. It's the mental health panel. I'm gonna be a bit real. The last month has been one of the hardest months that I've actually felt in a long time, and I don't know why. It just happens to be. So this entire month, I feel like I've gotten absolutely nothing done. Like, I'll wake up late. I'll get to college late. When I'm in college, I'm sitting there. I'm just staring at my work, and there's nothing being done. When I get home, it's like, oh, I don't want to get into drag. I don't want to stream. I get into drag. I do my stream. I put on that face for like I put on the happy face for like 3-4 hours. I come off stream. I put on like the comfiest thing I own, which literally happens to be this. And I just sit there and I'll stay in my makeup for hours because I'm like, what's the point in getting out of makeup? What's the point in doing anything? Because I'm just going to feel like this again tomorrow. And it's a consistent repeat of, what's the point? Why bother? What's the point? Why bother? And then anytime I get a little bit of energy of like, oh, maybe I feel like today I might, I don't know, do my washing. It's like, oh, what's the point? Why bother? You're just gonna have more of it to do again because you're just gonna wear all those clothes. Like, it's very that.
Girl, listen, to my left is a mountain of laundry that could have been handled weeks ago. It's still there. It's on my bed where I sleep. You know, it's just, so I feel you. I feel. I can if I can go ahead and talk about my bad days if y'all need a second. For me, it's just I just have a constant just dread like throughout, like I can, more often than not when I'm like working, I'm able to like get up, go do things, and just get what I need to get done. But when it comes to like my creative things or my just creating content or putting things together, that voice of imposter syndrome just magnifies so much, and I make myself think it's gonna take twice as long as it's actually gonna take. I get in my head about if anyone cares about the things that I'm making, or if what I have to say is worthwhile in all these things. And it's made me realize that I have like a little bit of a dependency issue. Like I sometimes need too much external validation. And instead of actually going and seeking that, because it is fine to need external validation and it is fine to go and seek that, but sometimes instead of even seeking it, I'll just get mad at myself for needing it. And because I'm just like, that's fucking stupid. And I just will like have that talk to myself, just like, why do you need this? Like, you shouldn't need this shit. You're supposed to be a bad bitch. Like, what's wrong with you? And it's that dialogue inside of my head that keeps me from just accepting the fact that I need a little bit of validation. I will say, and speaking about a good day is when I can see myself having that thought process, reach in and stop it. So one thing I want to shout out my new co-host on my podcast, The Podcast. One of my very good days was when I decided to reach out to Aphasia to ask her to be the co-host of the pod because we have great conversations. It's always a good. It's like this. It's easy. It's fun. And for so long, I've known that I've wanted to have a co-host, but I just haven't, and that it would like help keep me motivated, and it would just do more for me, and for us, whoever is involved, like for the work, the project, all that, and it was just just deciding to, for the lack of a better word, for just deciding to pull the trigger on a decision you've needed to make for a long time. That's a good thing.
I will definitely echo that good day point. Similar to you having aphasia, like when I went through a really, really bad time around this time last year as well, I'm starting to notice a bit of a pattern. I ended up just getting really close with Mia Easylay, and Mia Easylay was the one who was able to Mia was like, oh, like Mia became my aphasia, and like Mia gave me that motivation to push forward and to keep doing things. And now she, like, in how many days is it? 13 days, she's going to be stuck with me in person. So, you like, yeah.
Yeah. It's important to be able to like identify healthy support systems, people in your life that can, not in the sense of like, overloading or just like dropping your load on somebody, but someone that can healthily support you in a way that is not detrimental to them, but in a way that's beneficial to you, and most ideally both of you.
True.
Yeah.
I guess for me, my bad days are all about self-isolating, where I do something I almost never do. I lock my bedroom door, don't let anyone hear me or see me, because even after all this time, I still have a problem or difficulty letting myself be vulnerable to certain friends, even if they're like the closest best friends in my life, because like I'm the mom friend of almost all my friend groups, so I'm always the caretaker. I'm making sure everyone's okay. You need a snack, you need a drink. How's your day? Are you okay? How you feeling? So like when I take on that role, it's like, well, they can't take on me because I'm taking care of them, so I can't ever burden them with my crap. And I know it's nonsense. I know it's not true, and I could and I should. And the good days are when they don't let me self-isolate, where they like drag me into the living room and like just kiki and just ignore what's going on and just vibe doing mindless nothingness. And they keep teaching me to be more vulnerable, not be in my head so much. And even there are days where I can rationalize. I'm on the autism spectrum. I didn't get diagnosed with autism until my 30s. So I look back at all my childhood life, my young 20s. I'm like, oh, that explains everything. But now, like after years and years and years and years of masking, it's like I've taught myself to like rationalize, like, okay, this is not you. This is just a lack of dopamine in your brain saying this. But then I have this weird other quirk, like if I ignore the mental aspects of a panic attack, it starts giving me physical symptoms. Like you'll start seeing me like really tug at my wig and my hair, or go into a coughing fit because my anxiety attack is activating my gag reflex. Like, no, you're going to feel this. You're going to feel this right now, regardless of what your brain's telling you. You can rationalize it. I'm still here. But it is something I've learned to power through, I guess. I don't know. I guess when I say it's grim acceptance, like I've lived with it for so long that I don't even realize I have it anymore. Sometimes it rears its ugly head, but for the most part, it's like, oh, it's just a day. I have these coping mechanisms, and that's just life, and I've learned to live with it.
That makes perfect sense. Like it's the most human thing you can do is to adapt, cope, and try to, like you said, power through. But it's
if I want to get edgy, I can call it my dark passenger.
Oh, come on, Dexter. Yeah. Not your dark passenger. Well, I mean,
Oh my God.
maybe if you're participating in the extracurricular activities that Dexter's participating in.
Oh, wow.
But let's not say that here. Sapphire, Christina, anything you want to add about bad days versus good days for you?
Yeah. My bad days are full of tenseness, and it's almost like I'm starting to feel it right now, but I'm okay.
I grab your hands.
It's just I don't know exactly how to like describe it, but it feels like there's this almost lava inside of my solar plexus, and it's just kind of vibrating there, and then it creeps up my spine and just makes the hair on the back of my neck just like stand up, and like my head will start tingling, and then I'll like that's when I know like I'm about to have an anxiety attack. I'm not saying that I'm about to, but it's it's full of that, and not quite knowing how to handle it sometimes. So bad days are like just me laying in my bed with my blanket over my head and just like laying there, and mostly cry. I cry a lot. I might cry today. But yeah, and there's a lot of bad days, but there are good days. And good days for me are hanging out with my friends, like just hanging out in a voice chat with people, and playing Terraria with friends, and just any like sometimes sometimes I feel uncomfortable. Like I get a little uncomfortable when I'm hanging out with friends, even though it's like one of the like best moments for me, because I don't really know how to handle that. It's like that's a few of you may have been in like voice chats with me, just hanging out, just kicking, and like I'll just leave. And that's just me being like, I love this. I just can't. I can't. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to like analyze that, but like, I feel like a part of me is like, I don't deserve good days until I've earned it, and there's no earning good days.
Yeah. You do deserve good days. You absolutely deserve. You deserve for every day to
100%.
be a good day. And I love seeing you in the voice. I was talking about that today, and I was like, sometimes I'm like looking for Sapphire because I have something funny to say, and she just stepped away again. But that's okay. Sometimes it's very natural to have to process it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time as well, I've found that sometimes there's a discomfort in feeling good, but from like because you're so used to feeling bad. And I suppose it's just a case of getting used to feeling good, because you do deserve to feel good. We all deserve to feel good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Sapphire, if you were still in the middle of something, I want to make sure we come back to you.
Oh yeah, good days also, because that kind of swung around back to a bad day. my really good days are when I'm working in theater and just creating something, and it doesn't necessarily have to be theater. It could just be days where I'm a part of something like Stream Queens Con 2.
That's
That was
this.
weird. That felt weird.
You tried to throw in a plug in a profoundly emotional moment. I love that, and I wish that you had not. At the same time, it's so funny because
my
I
God.
identify with that behavior.
But yeah, I
love you, gal.
I love making people laugh, and yeah, I like my best days are when I'm usually my favorite days, I will say, are when I'm like I almost said something, but I won't say that. Say it. When I am knee deep in just the creation of theater. Don't laugh.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, when I'm in a production and
Okay.
focused and
Yes.
stuff like that. I like theater. I'm done.
Yes. I got to spend some of those good days with you working on Midsummer's Night Dream last summer.
That's
So
true.
thank you for that.
Thank you.
I know you, girl. Christina.
Also, Dala just put in the chat nothing like a few spicy heart palpitations to remind you you're mortal.
Hold on. You just called Dola Dala. It's okay.
Dollar Dar.
You're okay. It's Dola.
Oh my God.
Dala Dala
my
Dargo.
God.
I had to
Never
point
not
it
call her
out.
Dala now.
I love you. I was like, should I
We're-
let that
that's
go?
it.
We gotta point it out. Okay,
Technically, it's
Christina.
one L, so I should know better as an English teacher. But you know,
Hey, you're not clocked in right now. Okay.
yeah.
Fuck them kids. Christina. Good days, bad days. Tell me about it.
I definitely, one of the main things, anytime that somebody watches my streams, you know, I always try to have a good time and make people laugh. And a lot of people will see that and they're like, "Oh, I love you so much. You're always a trip. You're having a blast, you know, making everyone laugh and stuff like that." But, you know, me, I also struggle with, you know, being very antisocial. So, like, a lot of the times I put so much energy, so much time and effort into, you know, just streaming and making any kind of content in general. And then a lot of the times when I'm off stream, I just, like I said, I'm very antisocial. So I don't talk to nobody really. You know, so many people always want me to like hang out with them in voice chats and stuff like that. And like, I always like am interested in like, you know, I would like to, but like me being antisocial, like I always feel a little like not uncomfortable, but I feel a little anxious because you know, it's hard for me to meet new people and just try to have a conversation with new people because I feel like for so long I've always just been like that person who's very weird or just didn't understand everyone or you know, it's just very awkward, you know? And so a lot of the times, a lot of my bad days, you know, I kind of ghost out on everything. Like I don't really go on socials. I don't really talk to nobody. I just lay in bed, watch TV like all day. And you know, that's typically how it is all the time. And like I try to break out of that because like I said, like a lot of people in my community are very loving and supporting and they always understand when I do come back. But at the root of it, it's like there's more to it, you know. A lot of the times I can't just put on a happy face or just, you know, act like things are cool when they're really not. But I will say a lot of my good days though, you know, pretty much consists of like I wake up in the morning, you know, I wake up at a decent time, I feel good. Like a lot of the times I'm like, okay, you know what, today I want to do drag or today I want to do some makeup. Today I want to stream. Today I want to, you know, talk to my friends or whatever case may be. Those are definitely like a lot of my good days, how they are. And like I said, I love to just play a lot of games with my friends when I am having a good day, because they also make me laugh and I make them laugh. And I just like to laugh at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I like to have a good time. Who doesn't love to laugh, you know?
Sociopath.
Yeah.
Sorry for throwing in that very odd joke. Moving on. So this is my coping mechanism also come. I want to do a quick. Now our next question is a very light, easy question. Potentially, I just want to. Part of mental health is also just making sure we're taking care of our bodies. So how much water are we drinking, y'all? I'm not a baseball person. This is just the biggest cup I have right now.
Does tea count?
Does it? Does tea hydrate?
It's mostly water with plant juice in it.
It is. I just don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist.
Unsweet iced tea.
I'm not a chemist. Maybe. Is that what you
I just have juice.
you drink a lot of unsweetened iced tea?
Yeah, pre-diabetic. Too sweet, it's too much.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if do you feel dehydrated when you're mostly drinking unsweetened tea?
Only if I drink too much of other non-watery things the day before.
Okay. Listen, I mean, I didn't expect that follow-up question. I don't know if unsweetened tea is hydrating.
I will say this was just water in here, so.
Okay.
Y'all are here talking about water, and I'm just like holding up 2 empty cans of Monster. I'm like, does this answer your question?
Listen.
Hi, do you like kidney stones?
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Monster, for people like me, spicy people, autism, and actually, apparently I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 15 and only read the report now, so this explains so much. But this like makes me focus.
Okay.
It doesn't give me like energy boost. It makes me focus. So it's like, I may not be drinking water, but is this technically self-care?
Listen, I can, whatever works for you. I'm not here to judge what is or what is not self-care, but if it works for you, it works for you. You know, Monster does not work for me. I can say that.
Same.
It's definitely not self-care for me and this body. But I mean, honestly, we're laughing about it, but like people just we're all made differently. Like, our chemistry is differently. We react to things differently. People love to drag the gluten-free community, but some people really have celiac disease, and there's just certain things that work for us or work for some that don't work for others. If Monster's working for you, Nog, then who am I to say get that out of here?
Listen, it's weird because Monster is the only one that does work. Red Bull gives me anxiety attacks to the point where like I will be lying on the ground unable to move because I'll just like be panicking so much. So it's like Monster's the only one that I can't take.
Okay, well, we're gonna jump back in to another. So this is about habits. So I work in behavior therapy, and a lot of what I do is working with kids that have challenging behaviors, and work on ways to redirect those behaviors so that they have a higher quality of life. But the more that I work in behavior therapy, the more that I realize everybody can benefit from behavior therapy. If anyone does something, like if anyone has a habit or behavior that is detrimental to their own well-being or their quality of life, then you might benefit from behavior therapy, which is just trying to reach in and curb yourself in the middle of whatever is triggering that behavior. So for me, a lot of y'all know me that she is a Stone Temple pilot. I smoke the marijuana, and I be flying through those clouds, and we're out here. But I'm working on right now identifying when is a good time for me to engage in that activity and when is a bad time to do it. And more as I've gotten older, it's been more of this is a me time activity. Like sometimes I'll do it while I'm streaming as like an anxiety thing because I'm like, I want to get this much further on this stream but I also want this to be over. So let me just smoke, which is not always like the best route of action for me. So that, I mean, so this question is just, what do you do that you perceive to be negative for your mental health? And you just whatever your habits are. Is it road rage? Is it
Wrong.
diet? Yeah, Lucy.
I was like, we're on Twitch, so can we say chronic masturbation? For a friend.
Listen, we're being honest. I feel fine with you saying that. And not that I'm a voice of authority on whether or not you can. But you know, if you can't, I'll wait for something to come into my inbox right now.
I guess really for seriously, mine is I guess the term really using sleep as fast travel in a way.
Okay, I'm engaged.
Like if I have this habit of like if I don't have anything to do or if I have something to do, I will like time out the bare minimum amount of time I need to get ready, sleep 2 or 3 minutes past that time, and then rush out the door. And if I have nothing to do that day, then why am I getting out of bed?
That's real. That's actually a very interesting like take on like just getting through that start the day hurdle. Because I'm usually like I that's usually when I wake up as well. But I do the gasping wake up, and it's a surprise to me. So it's more stressful than anything. But you know what? Do you feel that? But do you feel that works for you, or is this something that like you need to stop doing?
I think it needs to stop because I do need to be more productive or at least active, especially in the last year and a half where everyone's just been like, society is just insane right now, and everyone's locked in, locked out, and variants and Omicron Persei 8 is here to eat us or something. And it's just like I've kind of just let myself devolve into just sloth mode. And for my health, my physical health, that's not good. Not just my mental health. So it's having an impact on my physicalities as well, and I need to not to be ableist, but get my body back into where I kind of want it to be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's ableist to say that. I think that you're speaking for your body. You're speaking for what you know of yourself, and it's not applying it to anybody else. I think because I'm the same way, because this pandemic has changed my body, and I am wanting to get back out into the world and do live gigs and all that stuff. But there are things that need to be addressed first.
And just for people like the allies out there, I want to say that when someone complains about their weight, don't say, but you still look good. I never said I didn't. For me, it's not about my looks. It's about my health and wanting to fit in some old drags. My Dazzler cosplay is just not an issue right now. She's not happening anytime soon. But yeah, don't I know you're trying to help, but like when someone complains about the weight, don't compliment their looks, because those are two different things.
Don't assume people are fishing for compliment. So I know we're in the middle of this question. I do want to let everyone know we've got about 5 minutes. So we'll roll in the next question as well. But or actually, before I'll just wait. Is there any other Sapphire, Christina, Nikki, you guys want to have any habits you want to throw in that you want to work on?
So for me, it's serious impulse purchasing. I go through bouts of retail therapy, which let's just say it's not really put me in a good financial situation. So it then leads to more stress, more freaking out about it, and then more spending money. It's like a vicious cycle that I feel like a lot of the time I can't get out of.
Yeah. It's sort of that self-sabotage of that like where this ends up, but it's just that initial impulse. Feel that. Christina, Saf.
Yeah, for me, I definitely would say like what's kind of bad for my mental health is, but at the same time very comfortable, is a lot of the times when I am like having a bad day or whatever, I just like to sleep a lot. And it's not necessarily good because like when I sleep a lot, like it almost like I'm hibernating kind of in a sense, because I sleep for so many hours and then I wake up and I'm just still laying there and I'm like, yeah, I just want to go back to sleep. Like, and because I do that, I'm not getting things done. I'm not making content. A lot of times I miss my streams because I'm just like, I'm just not feeling it,
Yeah.
you know? So I just sleep, 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 sleep. And it's not good though.
Feel that. Really quick, then and I would love for everyone to roll into this last question where everyone can find you, where they can follow you, when you're streaming, if you have that pinned down. I don't always. But we all have negative thoughts, and I perceive thoughts to be like matter. So as negative thoughts come into my mind, on my best days, I put them somewhere in a healthy way, or I try to. And so my last question is just where can you put your negative thoughts? And this can be healthy ways or unhealthy ways, just as it means to just be real, be honest, and then just let people know where they can find you.
For me, a lot of the times, I kind of like to put my negativity, it might sound silly. A lot of people might not still do it these days, but I do it occasionally. I just write in my journal, or like my little diary. Like a lot of the times, that brings me comfort because I don't have a real connection with a lot of people. So for me, just like writing things down, venting, that kind of helps me ease my mind.
Get it out.
Yeah. And that's kind of like what I do. It just helps a little bit.
And
and then also you can find me on here on Twitch at twitch.tv/XO Christina Marie XO with a K. And you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Queen of Sweets KM. And yeah.
Lovely. Thank you for your thoughts, Christina.
I really don't have a place to put my negative thoughts. I just kind of like just vibe through them and just feel them and accept them and tell myself, intrusive thoughts are universal. They don't make you a bad person.
Oh, I love that. That's a mantra, can really help. And that's a really, really positive one.
Like they are universal, even for non-neurodivergent people, for neurotypical people. And you can find me here, Shady Gaming. We are a team. My co-host of Aurora Rosé is going to be on the fighting panel later tonight with Deer. I H8 Lucy on social medias. We'll see me tomorrow doing the Gaming Guilty Pleasure panel.
Yes.
Celebrating the bad games we love anyway.
Absolutely. Right. Thank you so much, Lucy, for everything. Nonky nonk.
Okay. I'm gonna be real with you. Those bad thoughts, they stay. I push them to the back and I pretend that they don't exist, and then they always come out at a really bad time when it's the least expected. And I spend about, let's just say, I will leave a dance class, put on Taylor Swift's All Too Well, the 10-minute version, and just cry for 10 minutes straight, and then go back in. I'll be completely fine for another 2 months. I'm not saying do what I do, but it works for me. As for things that you can find me on Twitch every single Tuesday and Sunday at 7 p.m. GMT, which is 2 p.m. Eastern. My Twitch name is at Nikki_Stones, same as my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok. And if anyone is in Ireland and around Dublin, come out to the George on Monday the 6th. You guys will be performing in Win Lose or Drag with Mizza and Filthy Gorgeous.
Yes. See you. Thanks, Nonk.
Thank you.
Sapphire.
Hi. So when there's really anything like I used to not know how to cope with negative thoughts. And it wasn't until I'll save that story because we don't really have the time for that. But it wasn't until I was able to learn healthy coping mechanisms that I even knew what that was. Like coping mechanisms aren't really something that you are brought up learning usually. So recently what I've been doing with my thoughts are creating things. I like to write music, put it into music. If something bad's happening, I write a play about it, or write a song about it, write a short film about it. Uh, do whatever I need to do. And yeah, uh, yeah. Oh, where? Oh, you're muted, I think.
You're muted, bestie.
And where can we find you, my love?
Oh, here
On this panel.
on this panel. You can find me on Twitch. I haven't been streaming as often as I would like to, but you can find me here at twitch.tv/Sapphire E Glamour. That's SAFIRE EGLAMOUR. Catch up. You can also find me on Twitter, and I think you can find me on Instagram, but I can't post to Instagram.
The saga
so
continues.
the saga continues. We won't get into it.
Oh, we'll chat about that one later. But thank you for joining us, Sapphire. I'll be very quick. I put my negative thoughts in creative places always, but where I really am striving to put them right now is in just moving my body, getting back into. I used to swim a lot, and that was when I was at my happiest. So I'm trying to get back into doing that again. So if you have somewhere to put your negative thoughts, fabulous, do it. If you're needing more places to do it, seek those places. So again, I hope that everybody just took away from this that it's important, the fact that it's important to just talk about your mental health, analyze what is going on with your brain in a healthy way, just as a means to like get a better grasp on how you can improve your own quality of life, how you process, how you move through things, how you respond to people. You can find me at twitch.tv/SirRealCamille. You can see it right in front of me. That's how you spell it. And I'm going to be streaming Endwalker and Spyro the Dragon 2, Ripto's Rage this weekend. And I host the podcast along with Aphasia Speaks, streaming on various platforms, Linktree's, and my Twitter. I hope you're enjoying Stream Queens Con so much. Thank you to my incredible panelists. I hope that y'all take care, real care, all the time, and the same to you, the audience, and enjoy the rest of the con. Bye. Daladar, take us out of here.
Bye, Daladar.
Bye.